Alright, so I'm going to interrupt my run here at the third mile to talk about, someone mentioned that how could you defend a criminal, especially a murderer or someone like that. It's a fair question, but before I start, maybe I should tell you that in my mind, the word of the day is myopic. So the word of the day is myopic. As long as I'm not kicked out of this group, I do the word of the day at my office, so I figured I'll share it with you guys. Anyways, so how do you represent someone who's a criminal, right? So first let me talk about what is a criminal. We could predict with a reasonable degree of scientific certainty who's going to end up in prison. If you give me someone's zip code, right, their parents' income and education, and without knowing much else, zip code, income, parents' education, I can tell you whether they're going to end up in prison or not. Obviously, there are aberrations, usually attributable to mental illness. But people seem to think that, criminals, they're criminals and then they become poor. The reality is that there's a direct correlation between, crime and poverty. So having said that, let's say I meet someone in jail who's committed or accused of committing murder, rape, armed robbery, whatever it is. Loving a beautiful person, someone who's attractive and smart, is very easy. You automatically feel attracted to the person, you love them, you want to get to know them, they have charisma. That's easy. There's no avoida in that. You don't need to bend yourself, you don't need to grow. But when you meet someone in darkness, in a jail cell, someone who's accused of doing something horrible, whose life really took them to such a dark place, therein lies an opportunity to become pliable, to bring light to the darkness and voice to the voiceless and love to the loveless, people who are all alone in the world after having ruined their entire lives. So that's the avoida. That is where compassion comes in. That's why being part of this human experience is meaningful. Without that, you're left with Kim Kardashian and a bunch of other Zionists, if you know what I mean. In any event, so that's that. It's really about love. And yeah, I like to think of myself as non-religious, but the reality is, love is my religion. That's what I do. And as I get older, that's what I'm working on, doing better and better every day. And I encourage every one of you to do that also. And part of that is leaving Mitzrayim. Leaving the bondage of self. Putting other people and other points of view into the realm of possibility. Rejecting no one, accepting everyone. Namaste.